Hi there, my name's Aaron Short. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is Monday, December 30th. It's almost 2025. Can you let me know if you can hear me and see me, please? Because I went live just now and it didn't work. It wouldn't go live because I wasn't using Wi-Fi. Normally when I'm not using Wi-Fi, everything is fine. But to go live today, I had to use the Wi-Fi and then it was fine. That's really weird. That should be the opposite way around. And I don't see anyone talking, so please let me know if you are here, if everything's working as normal. It should be. There we go. Thank you, Real Earthwatch. Yeah, please check in with me. Let me know where you're watching from. That's why I put that there as well, by the way, just so you know. Let me know where you're watching from and how you're doing, just so I know people can actually see the stream okay. But yeah, it should be fine. I can see it on my phone. So, welcome. Today's going to be a bit different. I'll still take questions. But I'm going to do a recap of 2024. Someone gave me the idea last week. I thought it would be a nice idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the products that I played or reviewed this year. 90% are from 2024. Some may be from previous years or the end of 2023. So forgive me if that happens. Like I've got one which is a re-release. So, or actually a couple of re-releases. So forgive me for those. Thanks for checking in, everyone. That's great. I assume so. The great thing with this software is what you see is what you get. So when it's working, it's working. When it's not, it's not. But that was weird that the Ethernet was not working. So if anything goes wrong, I'll have to start again. Or restart the stream. So do me a favor. This will take a while. There's a lot of really good stuff released in 2024. So I'll go through each one. Chat amongst yourselves. Let me know in the chat if there's anything that you particularly liked this year, discovered, was newly released, old release, bought, used, discovered, anything, any highlights of the year that you had, gear-wise or music-wise, anything gear-related would be great. And I'll try and read those as I go. If you've got a question, put some question marks and ask me the question. I'll try to get to it. I can't promise today, but if it's urgent, I will. But yeah, I want to go through some of these releases. It's been a really strong year. It's been such a strong year, it makes me wonder what's going to happen in 2025. Because there was a ton of cool stuff released just recently. Like within the last few weeks, there's been some cool releases. What's left for NAMM? I know there is some stuff coming. I've heard some rumors. There's definitely rumors from Martin Guitar. There's rumors from Cole Clark Guitar. There's rumors from Electro Voice. There's going to be bigger column speakers, apparently, from the leaks I've heard. But they're not really what I'm after. I don't need bigger speakers. The PA I have is absolutely fine. Do I need more acoustic guitars from Cole Clark and Martin? Yes, always, of course. But, you know, I'm half kidding here. But there's been so many great releases. Some releases haven't even had much exposure. I've got a couple of things I'm going to be reviewing, or at least one thing I'm reviewing this week that's amazing, and no one's talked about it at all. So it's been incredible this year for gear 2024, and I don't know what's going to happen at NAMM, but I'll be there and I'll be checking it out. So hopefully there will be something exciting there. So let me just say hi before I get started. I'll share the screen. So thank you, Earthwatch. Again, if you're new here, please subscribe and ring the bell. Numbers really help. Views, comments, likes, and subscribers. They say dislikes help as well, but I never was able to prove that either way. But whatever. Engagement is what's important. So thank you again. And Graham's here. Graham, can't wait to report on Cole Clark from NAMM. I think they might have some news that you'll like. We're going to see. I'm not going to say anything prematurely. Thanks for checking in, Patsy Smith. And Nat said all good here. Great. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, I have it running on my phone just to be sure as well. So that's fine. Rex, how you doing? Good afternoon. Back at the gym. Very good. Reserved the hotel. Great. Which hotel did you reserve? Let me know. Waiting to see if a friend can go with me. Are you attending any events on Tuesday or Wednesday before the show? Yes, I'm going to be there from Monday to Monday. Monday in LA, landing in LA. I probably should have stayed in LA the first day and looked around there, but I think I'll go straight down to the hotel and just have a chill. And people start setting up anyway around Tuesday, Wednesday. No, Tuesday. So I'll rest Monday, and then Tuesday I'll start wandering around. There are some events. God, eyelash. There are some events happening on Wednesday that are like press things. I think the Martin Press event is that Wednesday. I'm going to try to film it. Might even take my laptop and try to upload. So I'm going to have loads of spare time, I think, at least on the first few days and the last day. Wouldn't be a bad idea to try and upload some videos while I'm there rather than wait till I get home. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'll be there the whole week. I thought I probably should have gone Tuesday to Sunday, but I'm going Monday to Monday. What's the difference, right? So off premises, I'm not sure. Last year there was things like Yamaha events and special events. I'm not sure if that's going to be happening this year. They haven't said yet, but again, it's good to be there in case they're happening. And Bimo, good to see you. Boomer, good to see you. All right, so let's get started. Let's jump over. I'll start with the first thing that I checked out in 2024. I think that was it. Oh, I have 3 Strats. One's a 93 with lace sensors. It's a little soft, the other two. Is there a replacement volume or tone pot? You know, I don't know. I've actually bought a set. That's my printer. I've actually bought a set of lace sensors for one of the guitars I'll be talking about today, but I'm not sure if I want to install them or have them installed. What are your thoughts on the lace sensors? Let me know. And Lee, how you doing? Happy New Year, buddy. And Happy New Year to everyone. Yep, it's coming up. I'm playing tomorrow night, early, so I can be at home and chilling out for New Year's Eve, and then I'm playing New Year's Day, and then I've got some downtime to do some videos. That's what I plan to be doing. Organizing, downsizing, selling some guitars, and doing some videos to get all cleaned up, ready for the NAMM show. Right, so I'm going to jump over to the desktop here and show you my Sweetwater page. Most of the things are on Sweetwater, not everything. Do me a favor, click the link that I posted in the chat to Sweetwater. That's my link, and it helps me out when they see that people are using it. And like I said, I'm going to put one more comment here. What was your favorite gear of 2024? Hey, Chris. And I'll just pin that to the stream as well. I'll replace the message with that one. Okay, since it's so topical. Kevin, what's up? Good to see you. He had some problems going live. Thanks for coming by. Even when you think you've got everything dialed in for years and everything's smooth and you rebooted and restarted everything, you can still get a problem. It's like anything live, right? Any live gig or anything like that. Okay, so just make myself smaller so you can see the info here. And lots of deals right now. Lots of deals on everything. So it is a good time to pick stuff up if you need it, as long as it's not replaced with new models at NAMM. That's always the danger. Let's face it, this time of year, places are trying to get rid of stuff for the next load of stuff that's coming. So I did review this. This was the Fishman Loudbox Micro 40 watt. I really like, I'll just give you a quick, you can watch the videos, and I will try to tag the videos after the fact in here. I'll just give you a quick review of each one and what I think of them now. So I really like the Fishman amps. They sound great. Do you need an acoustic amp when you've got a good PA these days? Most people have a good PA system, hopefully, for if you're singing and playing especially. Not really. They're nice to have. I now have an AER that I really love, but it doesn't replace the PA, so I'd rather see people get a PA. So I don't have this Fishman anymore. This is a really good one if you're playing in your bedroom and you want an amp. I do that sometimes, but I moved this one on, and I do have the biggest Fishman amp to review. I should have done it this year. I haven't done it. I'll be doing it in the new year. And an idea for that video will be, should you buy an acoustic amp or a PA speaker? And that's why they sent it. So I'm excited to make that video, but I will say this. All of the Fishman acoustic amps are excellent, and you cannot go wrong. And right now, this one's $50 off. So that's a heck of a deal if you're looking for something. But just remember this with any kind of amplifier, whether it be an electric amplifier, an acoustic amplifier, or a PA. The small ones are light, portable, and usually more affordable, but they're never going to have the, well, they're rarely going to have the kind of power that a full-size system is going to have. So if you can get a 500 watt amp, it's always going to be more beneficial in the long run over a 40 watt amp. You've got, there's no 40 watt amp that will fill a stadium. You've just got to bear that in mind. So you've got to decide, what do you actually need? If you're only playing in people's houses, this would be great. So that's the biggest tip I can give people with amps and speakers and things. Get the thing that you need and not the thing that you don't. And if you're not sure, get something a bit more powerful than what you need. But that was great, and Fishman have been great, and I can't wait to see if they've got anything at NAMM. I hope they do. I'd love to see a new collaboration with Fender for a new Acoustasonic as well, but we'll see. All right, next up was the Bags Anthem. That's a very old pickup system, you're saying. Yes, but do you remember they updated it to the Anthem Plus? So, if you buy an Anthem right now, a full Anthem, there will be on the underside a plus icon. Let's see if they've updated their pictures. I don't think they have. Or is it on this side? That's on this side, my bad. No, on there it should... Oh, there it is. Yep, they have. Very good, Sweetwater. You see that RF Plus? It says RF Plus on the underside. So unfortunately, the silly thing about this is you don't know which one you have in your guitar. If they put the plus on this side, like LR Bags and a plus below it, then you could put your phone in there and check it out. But because it's on this side, underneath where the adhesive is, you don't know if you've got the plus or not. So that's a bit frustrating. Maybe you can see it with the right camera. I don't know. But basically, what they did was they gave the regular Anthem like this more gain. And I think that was a smart move. But again, something I've discovered this year about this system and other systems. It's not about the pickup. You cannot go online and say to people, that pickup is low output. There's no such thing. The pickup reacts to the guitar. Now, there may be scientifically levels of that dB where you can say that this is lower output than, say, a Fishman Gold Plus. But the thing with any pickup system, I learned this year, is that the guitar and the installation makes a big difference. I briefly had an Martin OMC, a used guitar this year. I only had it for a couple of months. It was a great guitar. And what amazed me was that the Anthem in there was louder than any stage guitar I have or have had. It was, and that was the regular Anthem. So the Anthem Plus with the additional few dB of gain was even louder. It wasn't super noticeable because the thing was so loud anyway. So bear that in mind. You know, if your pickup system is outputting enough level where it's not a problem, you don't need to buy a new one or upgrade it to the latest revision. I did notice with the regular Anthem in one guitar, it wasn't loud enough in one acoustic amp that I reviewed. I think it was a New X acoustic amp. Could have used more input level. So it would have helped there a little bit. But then again, the guitar that I played this year with the loud regular Anthem would have been fine too. So just that's the tip from that. Yes, it's nice to have the revised version of a pickup system if they claim it has more volume without more noise. But there's other factors that factor in. You can't just say that this will be louder than the old revision. The old revision in a certain guitar may be louder. So I hope that makes sense. All right, I'm just going to read out some comments before I go on to the Kemper player, because I've got a few things to say about the Kemper player. This year we did have a lot of smaller releases, didn't we? Oh dear. Have I gone down again? Has the internet gone down again? Seems it has. Am I still live? Let me know, please. This is, I guess the provider's having problems today, which absolutely sucks. Oh dear. In 4 years of live streaming, I don't think I've ever had this problem. Let me see. Is it still working? Oh, there it is. That's back. Okay. Could be Sweetwater, I suppose. I don't know what's going on. Okay, still live. Okay. I'll just keep going. It gets very stressful when you get technical problems when you're live because you just don't know if it's working or not. But anyway, it's working again now. All right. Weird. So, we get some comments before I come back to this one. So, Nat said, gear-wise, the Boss Gigcaster 8 has been a huge upgrade for the studio. Excellent. Had it for a while. All good. Great for stream recording, podcast. Yeah, so that's great. And that reminds me of something that I had a lot of problems with my Universal Audio interface, Apollo, this year. And I'm now using the Quad Cortex as my interface, and I'm much happier with it. Yeah, I forgot about that. So yes, thanks Rosanna for moderating. The hot tone is I never know how to say that. No one does. Hot tone, hot one, hot tone. Guitar pedal at $200 is a great stereo pedal. Very cool. I don't think I've tried that one. Where's the fire? Talking power. What are your thoughts on the Headrush FRFR 1112? Really good price. I haven't played it, so I don't want to comment. I still love the Fender FR12. I think it's fantastic. But I also am really genuinely blown away with the Seymour Duncan Power Stage. In that comparison I did, I couldn't believe the fact it just sounds exactly the same. Really, really happy with that. But for convenience, the Fender FR12 is probably a good way to go as well. But it's not going to be quite the same as an actual guitar cab that you're used to using. A lot of people love the Headrush. I would give it a try. If you're saying the price is really good right now, why not give it a try from somewhere where you can return it? I like the Headrush stuff, but I just absolutely love the Fender cab because of the controls on it. It's awesome. Okay, still live. Good. Okay, thank you. So, let's go back to the Kemper Profiler player. So this year there was a lot of budget gear. Start of the year there's a lot of budget gear coming out. Cheaper guitars, smaller pedals, smaller versions of pedals we already had that would be more cost effective for people. Although this is still $729. I got one. I liked it. I returned it. I love the way the Kemper's laid out. I love it. The thought behind the functionality is awesome. I didn't like that it didn't have enough power of features for me. Skip on to the end of the year, they released a paid update that caused a huge stir in the community. And I bought another one and I paid for the updates and I'm okay with it because you don't have to pay for it. I don't see why they should give you the fee. I should make this is a whole video here. But personally, to have something that small that you can take to a gig and just play, and it's amazing because 1, 2, and 3 can be separate sounds that switch instantly. There's no other pedal that size on the market that can do that, and I didn't mind paying for that. I do think the Quad Cortex sounds better, and the captures are easier and sound a bit better, but if you can find 3 great sounds for that thing, the Profiler, then you're good to go. You don't need to capture anything. Just get 3 good sounds, they switch instantly, the effects are great, it's fully featured, it's light, it's app controlled. I get that people didn't like the fact they charged when other companies might give you stuff for free like IK did this year. And I get that it ends up being $1,000. I see this as a niche professional product. Like you just said, there's a great $200 pedal available. So this isn't for those people. This is for people that want a smaller Profiler, smaller Kemper, and either don't want to pay the additional fees and get something like this for $729, which is half the price of a full Kemper, or have the option of paying additional fees to get full functionality. I do see this as a niche, but this is one of my favorite guitar pedals on the market for the reasons that I said. Because a lot of other pedals are limited and don't let you... Like, I love the HX Stomp, but I can't put enough into a preset on there where I'm happy and I have to use multiple presets. That annoys me. I would happily pay them if it became a twice the power. I'd pay the money because then you haven't got the limitations. And some people don't care about limitations. They don't need those things. That's fine. And you don't pay the money to Kemper. You just use it for what it is. If you don't want any limitations, then you can pay the money as an option. I think it was... I mean, okay, I'm not saying I want all companies to start doing paid upgrades. Of course, free is best. But I understand why Kemper did it. It would have killed the sales of their full units if they'd offered $729 fully unlocked. No one would ever buy a full Kemper ever again. So they kind of had to do it, and you don't have to pay for the upgrade. That's my comment. That's probably very controversial, but I think that was a great release. I do think it's time for a new Kemper that sounds even better with even more power, and that would have been an even better release, a mini thing like this that's a new technology and not just the old technology. But the old technology of the Kemper is still good. It is. It's just, it's not quite as good as the Quad Cortex, but this thing is so small and so durable and so powerful that for some people this is better to take out than the Quad Cortex because it's just so small. So that's my thoughts on that. All right, next up, new Cole Clark models this year. And I'm sure there'll be a lot more next year because they're the kind of company that keep tweaking their stuff, which some people might not like. I think it's good. So this year, I've done lots of videos on this. We had like different colors of true hybrids. Most importantly, I would say we had the Studio series. Was that kind of January release, wasn't it? So the kind of half offshore, half Australian, more affordable guitars. Not really something that I would want to get, but it allows a more affordable Cole Clark guitar. That was a good move, I think. A lot of companies are doing that now. Also, we had the studio recording, which I'll be talking about. I'm actually going to do a video on that soon. So these are louder Cole Clarks with a slightly different pickup. That's the pickup that you can buy that we've talked about in the past for Baton Rouge guitars. So you get a louder guitar with that pickup system, which in the recordings I posted of one of our friends' guitars on here a few months ago, people really liked it. So that's really interesting. The most interesting thing with this for me is the fact that they're making these pickups that are different that could go into other guitars. So potentially they could license this system to someone like Martin, and Martin could release a GPC with the Cole Clark pickup system. Now that's something that I would be very happy with, especially if it had Evo Gold or stainless steel frets. For me, that would be a game changer. But that's high hopes there. But that was a new release, and that's a really interesting way they're going forward, which makes me wonder how will they shape the other guitars going forward? Are they going to like bring them all together into one new guitar or keep different lines going? I don't know. What else was there? Oh, the full-size hybrid, which you've kind of seen before. The true hybrid guitars, which are really cool. And this year they released a version which is full-size. There's some new stuff on here already. We're not even at NAMM yet. Look at this. Have I seen this one before? Or maybe I have. I haven't seen that picture before. So an Angel 3 style guitar with the humbucker. Oh no, that's a humbucker one. Sorry, that's not the true hybrid. The true hybrid is the thin line version. But anyway, they released at the Guitar Summit, they released a full thickness version like an Angel, which I think is this one. So it's just the same hybrid guitar with electric pickups and acoustic pickups, but also fatter like a regular Angel guitar is. But they're, like I said, they're releasing new stuff and tweaking stuff all the time, which I think is great, but some people might get frustrated with. They want to have the latest version all the time. But I like the fact that they're doing it. And I will say this, all the tweaks that Cole Clark make are improvements. They're not just money grabs, for sure. So, Kevin says, I have a Martin Special D16E with Fishman Matrix and VT Enhance. Do I put an LR Baggs Hi-Fi Duet in or just run it through a pedal? Yeah, I found the VT Enhance very bright sounding. Try to cut the trebles for a start. Try to turn down the trebles. It's a very bright system. And if you're really not happy with it in the end, yes, you can take it out and you can have a Hi-Fi Duet installed and you can run that you can use the same battery. So they can connect the existing battery compartment in your guitar to the new pickup and you can still have that nice battery compartment. Just make sure they do a good job of it. So no, it's not loose or any bad connections or anything. So that's cool. All right, next up. Mackie ShowBox. Yes. Go back to Sweetwater again. I thought this was a cool release. So I discovered this and spoke to Mackie at NAMM last year and asked them if I could review it, which they agreed to. $100 price drop right now. Look, everything's on sale right now, so don't read anything into that. Literally everything on this site is probably reduced right now. So I reviewed it. I really liked it. I really like it, but that's a like. I like it. But the thing is, there's so many different variations now of battery-powered speakers for guitarists and singers. But you can't get around the fact this was a cool move because it had that breakout mixer. And I just know from reading on forums and on the comment section here that a lot of people don't like apps. So to have this mounted to the mic stand, it's very lightweight. So the idea is you have that on the mic stand and run this green cable. You can buy a black cable if you want to from Amazon. You run a cable to it and you control it from this box. Some people like physical controls. I like apps. I actually like both. I like speakers that have basic physical controls, and also they have an app control as well. That's what I like. But I just know some people don't want to go anywhere near an app at all. And I get it. Because even the eVerse 8 that I've been using lately, you have to wait for it to connect every time. It's a little bit frustrating. You have to wait and hope it's going to connect. Whereas with this, you plug in the mixer and you go. It's instant. So it's cool. It was a good move, and I'd like to see them continue to develop it into something with an app and even more pro, like a pro version. ShowBox Pro would be cool. I don't know. I'm sure they have some new stuff at NAMM. I don't know if I have that. I think they're trying to hit a certain price point, but yeah, the market is saturated with battery-powered speakers, and they were smart because they did something different. So that's basically what I think about that. Next up, I've got the Pod Express. So this was a big thing. This came out. This is one of the sort of the biggest releases for me of the year. Not that it's something that I'm using now. It's not, but they released basically Helix kind of level sounds in this little tiny plastic box that is costing $179, $180, $180. Great move. You know, you can plug headphones in. You've got all your sounds. They're not old, outdated sounds. They're based on the Helix sounds, which are, some might say that they're a generation behind now. I get in a lot of trouble for saying that with fans of the Helix. They are still very good. They're never, you know. It's just that with this, you can't load your own IRs. A lot of people with the Helix will load their own IRs. Well, any modeler will load their own IRs and stuff like that. But for $180, sorry, it's great. And since I reviewed it, and that was one of my most popular videos of the year, but since I reviewed it, they have released an editor for your phone. It's not wireless. You have to plug in a USB cable to your phone, but then you can edit from the phone. So I think that's really cool. I wish they told us that at time of release. Someone in the video said they were going to, but Line 6 never confirmed it. I guess they were worried that it might not happen. But that would have made a huge difference to my review if there had been an editor available, because that doubles the value for me. So I definitely would recommend that, based on the fact it now has the editor as well. That's amazing. Personally, I'd still rather have something like the Quad Cortex, but you can't compare $1,600 to $180. I have a Fender tube amp, great with a mic, but my last 4 CDs have been direct to door via the Boss GT1000 core. Nice, I hear they're good, only because the amp slightly colored the sound. And Chris said, I picked up a new Fender Steve Lacy Strat. Oh, interesting. I don't think I've seen those. Half off, built-in fuzz. Oh, I've seen that. The built-in fuzz circuit. Yeah, interesting. They built that into the guitar itself. All right, what's next? The Sonicake A Factory. This was a sponsored video for Sonicake. And it was good. It was a good pedal. Looks like my browser's not working again. Crazy. I'm going to try type that into my phone and see if it does the same thing. It might just be Chrome. Sonicake pedals. Ah, it's working there. Yep, interesting. So it's a problem with Chrome there. I'll just give it a second, but I could just change browsers, I guess. Anyway, acoustic pedal, one of these very, again, affordable pedals, another affordable pedal, but focused on your acoustic guitar. There we go. Focused on your acoustic guitar. And it was good. Again, I mean, look, $70. $70, you know. Amazing, really. And it all worked well, you know. Again, personally, I'd rather have $1,000 multi-effects mini pedal like the Kemper or something with more control and more flexibility and an app. But I always have to tell myself, people out there don't want to spend $1,000 on a pedal if they're not gigging full time, or even if they are gigging full time. A lot of people don't want to take $1,000 pedal to a gig as well. I understand. I think you should, but I understand the thought behind that. So amazing that we can get an acoustic preamp for our acoustic guitar for $70. So yeah, hard to knock that. With those kind of things, what I do is I plug them in. I make sure there's no weird noises, make sure there's no issues or bad switches or anything, or control pots or whatever controls. And there wasn't. It was great. So again, all these are from videos, so you can watch these videos later if you're interested in any of the products. All right, let's go on to the next one. So Martin had some new guitars at NAMM, and again, based on what I just said, I wanted to check out the higher end ones, but they sent me the GPC X2E. So again, more affordable guitar. But it was very good. I was a little bit worried initially because I thought, well, oh, that's not the one. Hang on, that's a Sweetwater version. Initially, I thought, oh, I'd rather check out the $20,000 John Mayer. That's just, you know, how I am. But okay, I said, why not? I actually played these at NAMM, and I was really impressed with them, with the improvements that they'd made, because they made the neck feel a lot better on the back here. And they put a new pickup in. It's got a tuner in there. The bag's really nice. I like these at NAMM. And $800. Yes, you can get great acoustics for $300, but not with the Martin name on them. And you do get electronics, and you do get a colorway, which is nice. Very good quality guitar. Very good playability out of the box. I was genuinely very impressed. And, you know, again, lots of affordable gear at the start of the year. That was the focus from most companies, but all good stuff, all good quality. You know, once you get with a guitar like this, once you get down to like $100, then you need to then pay for a setup and put better strings on it and better battery in the compartment, all this stuff. So the cost then adds up more to about $300. So I'd say the sweet spot for a beginner is like $300 to $500 these days. But if you want a Martin, again, if you want a Martin guitar with that warranty and that name, $800 isn't bad, and that was a good guitar. I sent it back, but yeah, because they want it back, but that is a good guitar. So hopefully this year coming, we'll see more premium stuff coming out after this year, and we'll see, like, for example, new higher end. Should we just say new higher end Martin guitars? That's what I'm hoping to see at NAMM. How is the A Factory compared to New Stagement? Oh, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't remember, honestly. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I really like the New Stagement. I think it's more money, though, isn't it? I do like the New Stagement a lot. I would say, just based on my memory, that the Sonicake is the more budget version. If you want just a really budget, decent acoustic preamp, just to have it with you, that's the way to go. If you want a bit more, then I would go with the New X. It's been a long time since I played the New X, but from memory, that was more expensive, but more features, and they're both excellent. So, all right. Oh, I did the wrong order. I've done the ShowBox already. Okay, so that was the Martin guitar. These are good. I tend to, for a while, I would stayed away completely from this kind of range of Martin guitar, but they made some nice improvements to it. Especially the neck, the feel of the neck was way better on the back of the neck. All right, next up. So this was big for me. This is not a new product at all. This is a 15-year-old product, but they brought back the VoiceLive 3 Extreme after TC Helicon were taken over fully by Behringer and Music Tribe. They brought back the VoiceLive 3 Extreme. I'm just gonna try and restart this browser, because it's annoying. As you know, I've been talking about it a lot because I'm a big fan. I use it at my gigs, and they brought it back. And the reason they had to bring it back is that let's just try this again. Sweetwater. Okay. Yeah. Okay. VoiceLive 3. The reason they brought it back is there was a component shortage or something like that. They didn't make any changes, improvements, blah, blah, blah. But it only came back about, what was it, 6 months ago? Well, the crazy thing is, it's really on sale now. It's very, very much on sale. Check this out. It's gone down. I think it was 700-ish, or just over 700, wasn't it? Then it went down to 639, and now it's 499. That's a crazy price for this. They brought it back. You get the warranty new. Do not buy these used. Buy these new, because you get the warranty, and the warranty is, like, I've not had issues with mine, but a lot of people tell me they've had issues with them, so I would get the warranty if you can. So $499 is excellent, and it is probably my favorite. If I had to pick one piece of gear to take to a desert island, it would be that. As an acoustic, looper, performer, likes all-in-one, lightweight gear, that would be it. So if you haven't got one, I would suggest you get one at that price, because they're going to go up again, I'm sure. Yeah, David said the VoiceLive 3X was $799. Was that when it came back? It was $799. You see, I still told people to buy one. I still think at $799 it was an excellent value, because I use it all the time. I would happily pay that for it. But $499, that's incredible that it's gone down $300. So if you don't have one, you should get one, because if the price goes back up even to $639, that's a lot more money. Yeah, so I love it. And I noticed since the sales, a lot of people have bought them and been asking me about them. So I would like to do some more videos on them. I just love it. The way that I use it, I'm just very happy with that pedal. Yes, I'd like a new version. Yes, I'll speak to, if TC Helicon are at NAMM, I'll speak to them about potential new ones. You see, David bought one. He's been using it. I hope they make a new version, and I hope they do a good job of it if they do. But even if they don't, here's the proof that a 15-year-old pedal with 15-year-old technology can outpace a brand new release. Like the new Headrush I'll talk about today is great, but it doesn't quite match up to this, even though it's got a much better screen, better electric sounds, better MIDI, better USB functionality. All that stuff is very cool. But when it comes down to it and on the gig, it doesn't let me set it up the way this one does. And for me, that's what sells this product. It's great. Yeah, Helicon is good. They really nailed the solo guitarist thing at Helicon, because they did it. They were out playing gigs. That's the difference. David said Fender Toemaster Pro was okay. When was the Toemaster Pro released? Was it 23 or 24? Because if it was 24, I need to put it in this video. Can you let me know? I'm not sure. Time is flying. So that's probably my favorite product of all time, and I say that every week, so you know that. But at this price, you should get one, definitely. And I'm a little bit surprised they've lowered the price so quickly. And I understand you'd be upset if you bought one at full price. Although I personally still think, even if I bought one at 800, I'd still be happy with it. You know, just because something goes down in price doesn't diminish the actual value if you're making money with it at gigs, right? So, but if you haven't got one, $499 I think is a great value. So that was a re-release. Then I did the Close Grand Cutaway Mini. So I went to Close at NAMM and said, look, I want to find a new carbon fiber guitar to recommend, because I still love, what's this? What the heck is that? Never, look at that. Never seen this. What is this? Oh, it's not carbon, it's carbon gray. Interesting. Talk about modern. Anyway, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about Close guitars. So I said, look, I've strummed these at NAMM. They seem pretty cool. I like they have stainless frets. I like the idea of how they're built. Seems like it's supposed to be something that would suit me. So can I review the Grand Cutaway Mini? I'm going to be very honest now. Don't tell Close I said this. But everything was fine. They sent me a guitar. And I had to send it back. Why did I send it back? I can't remember now. Oh, the pickup. Okay, the undersaddle, the undersaddle, or the saddle wasn't completely flat. So the pickup, the anthem in there wasn't fully balanced. That's a very common issue. And really, we should just fix those kind of things ourselves. But I wanted to review something out of the box, like you would get it. So I said, look, I need to fix this. And there was something else coming with, or the frets were scratchy or something like that. They just needed a really nice polish and shine. So they did switch it out, to be fair to them. And I made that, and I made the review, and I put this, I didn't hide this from the review, but the second guitar, what happened to the second guitar? It was worse, right? They put the cable on too tight. They hadn't fixed the problem. Yeah, so I made the video. I put that in the video. I then said to them, look, I don't want it to be like this. This is all very basic stuff. I might have got unlucky. The people that work for you left a comment in the video saying this isn't the norm. So let's try one more time. And even this time, if you have one of the head people look at it before you send it, I'll just say in the video, look, I had one of the head people look at it because I had some issues. They didn't send me one again. I think that's bad. Personally, I don't like that. I made the video for them, and they just stopped talking to me. So I don't, it's at that point with doing this kind of thing, I think it's disrespectful. But I also don't like the fact that I had two of their guitars that had those issues out of the box. Now, I just got a $100 guitar for a friend that has a couple of little issues and needs a basic setup, but that's a $100 guitar. This guitar is worth $2,500 ish. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. And I even put that in the video. Like, I'm not going to take the video down. I mentioned these things in the video, but I did put a statement, look, hey, they didn't send me another one to check out. And it's in the title of the video, I think, or the description at least. They didn't send me another one. I can't recommend these guitars. And I don't like doing that. But, what can I do? I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to buy one. And they didn't end up fulfilling that part of the deal. So if I see them at NAMM, I'll mention that to them. Maybe the person in marketing moved on. Maybe they don't like me, whatever. I will probably, I'm going to walk by. I'll probably mention the fact they didn't send another one. I can't recommend them to the viewers. But, that's when the YouTube thing doesn't really work out. And it's a shame because it's such a small thing. It's not like I got it and didn't like it. I liked the product. So that was fine. But you need to ship a product with these little things. That's what I'm looking for when I review a guitar. I'm not going to hide those things. If the saddle isn't flat, if the frets are scratchy, the pickup was buzzing as well inside because it wasn't secured well. And look, I'm not out to destroy a company. I'm saying if you fix these little things, I can wholeheartedly tell everyone to buy one. And everyone that gets one will keep it. There's no reason to return it at that point. But I'm doing your job. I'm telling you, here's 3 things you can fix to make this a surefire hit. So I think companies should say, hey, that's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to change that right now. And we owe you because you've helped us out here with this feedback. But a lot of companies don't. They just say, bye-bye. So I think that's a shame. I hope we can do something together in the future. I do like the products, but I have to be critical. I'm reviewing stuff here. I'm not promoting. Well, I am promoting. I'm promoting stuff that's good. And I'm also discussing things that are not good. Some of those things are subjective. Some guitars I don't like. That's a subjective thing. But something like an uneven pickup that buzzes, that is not subjective. That is poor quality control. And at certain price points, you just can't have that. So anyway, that was a shame. I want to review all their guitars. I was quite excited. All right, let's come back to the comments, and then I shall come on to the Fender Mod Shop, which I bought a Fender Mod Shop guitar. I wonder what Fender are back at NAMM. I wonder what they'll release. I want a new Acoustasonic. I do. Release 2023. There we go. Firmware updates this year make it new. Well, you can say that about all the modelers. Every modeler this year had an excellent firmware update, especially Quad Cortex. So technically not a 2024 release. It's good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Tone Master Pro. I like it, but it's not as flexible as the Quad. I love the fact that I can use the Quad Cortex as my interface, how flexible it is. It's amazing. Is the VoiceLive 3 clean enough for studio work? I mean, it's not universal audio, you know, $2,000 interface with the highest grade preamps, but I would say yes. And it can work as an audio interface. It's not like it's noisy or anything. Yeah, I know, that's hard to answer. It's more of a live device. But all the okay, I should say this. The recordings I've been posting lately, like I posted the Christmas concert from Christmas Eve, that was recorded directly from the VoiceLive 3 into my iPhone. That was a direct recording. So yeah, I would say yes, based on that. I mean, Abbey Road won't be using them, probably, unless it's for effects. But for most people, yeah, fine. Rex said, I think you returned an Emerald. Yeah, so I returned that the year before. So with that, I just saw a load of people, other channels, praising the crap out of that guitar, or those guitars. And I just, you know, if I'm being absolutely honest on here, part of me just thought, hang on. All these videos I'm seeing, 90% are sponsored. They all love it. I want to check it out. Part of me wanted to see if it was true, honestly. And I'm also looking for a replacement for a Rain song to suggest to people. Because you can't buy Rain songs anymore new. They closed down, sadly. Still think Rain song were excellent, and it's such a shame they closed down. Chris Martin was actually saying in an Anderton's interview the other day that someone should release an affordable lineup of carbon fiber acoustic guitars under $1,000. Well, it's such a shame that Martin didn't buy Rain song and get them down to $1,000. I'm going to say it. That should have happened. I'm sorry. Chris Martin said it himself as well. That should have happened. They were the best that I've tried. But anyway, the Emerald was a lot of money. It wasn't sponsored, and I thought one of my video reviews that I'm the most happy with, to be absolutely honest with you. I think I was fair. I outlined the things that were good about it, which was a lot of things. I gave a comparison to other guitars, so it's not just my subjective opinion. I'm showing what I'm hearing as well. Whether you hear that or not is up to you. And I'm giving my personal opinion. Thank you, Woody. I'm giving my personal opinion at the end where I'm saying, look, this is not for me. So it wasn't like, oh, this sucks. It wasn't drama. This sucks. I wasn't accusing people of lying in their videos. You know, they may have loved them. That's great. They seem to sell a lot. But I don't see people playing them much on the channels. And I think also no one had given that. Every review was so positive, I felt it necessary as well just to put my thoughts across. Because it didn't work for me. I thought it was important to put that put that out there, put the balance out there. Now, since then, I have thought that, and I ran into him at NAMM as well, which was cool. And we discussed trying some other Emeralds. Like I tried the X20 with the veneer top. So when I had the Rain song with the veneer top, I didn't like the sound that much. I prefer the Rain songs without the veneer top. And the Emerald I had was the X20, which is smaller than the X30. And the Emerald that I had their pickup system with the heavy Ghost pickup saddle, adjustable saddles. This weighs down the top. So I would love to check out another one. I mean, the quality, there was no issues there with quality control. It was perfect. So I would love to try an Emerald, maybe the X30 without the veneer and without a pickup, maybe just a K&K or nothing, or maybe just a simple, I don't know, probably no pickup. Just an Emerald, no veneer, no pickup, lightweight, lighter weight then, more resonant for sure. I'd love to try that, but you know, it's up to them. I'm not gonna buy one and pay to return it again like last time. I'll get to the Flex Prime, Jay. Good to see you. So David said, I had a couple of Emeralds, really well made. Yes. The same was not for me. Yes. The McPherson Sable sounds so much better. I did pick up a couple used in Guitar Center a few weeks ago, and I was a bit worried. I don't know. I couldn't really judge them. The strings were old, and that makes a huge difference. The strings were old, and the room wasn't that good to listen in. But I didn't find them that comfortable, and the sound was, again, like, this felt overbuilt to me. Like, it's not resonate. Look, the thing about me is I like Martin guitars because they resonate. That's why people like Martins. They're booming. They move around. You feel them vibrating in your hands, right? So I have to put that out there. But for me, the rain songs do that a little bit as well, and that's why I like them. So I'm still got my reservations about the McPherson, but I do hear a lot of people say what you're saying, so I do want to check one out in my own place at some point. David said, I never used the Quad Cortex. Tone Master Pro sounds better to me. I mean, this, you know what I've been thinking lately is a lot of gear is emotional. I mean, I really like doing my comparisons because when I say emotional, I don't mean I'm going to cry over it. I mean, it's what is in our head, you know, which is fine. But I really love that comparison I just did of the amp versus the real amp versus the Quad Cortex with the Seymour Duncan power stage. Now, regardless what you thought of the tone in that video, it doesn't matter. Look, I recorded that with a small condenser mic. I should have used a large condenser mic to get more low end. I didn't spend time dialing it in. I hadn't tested it at a gig. But what blew me away is that I captured an amp and played it through the Seymour Duncan power stage, a loop of that through a loop pedal, and I played it through the loop pedal into the real amp, and I listened back, and I'm like, it sounds the same. So for me, that's ticked off one sort of emotional kind of gearbox that I know when I go out that what I'm using sounds the same as what I've got at home. But then, what about the actual tone you have on stage? Well, maybe the Tone Master Pro allows you to dial that in easier. But I certainly don't think this new wave of modelers, you know, you can't say they sound digital, they sound bad, or they don't. They sound like the real thing. Then it's up to how do you dial them in? Can you dial them in well? All right. And the best thing David said is hit that like button. Yes, please do. Let me get onto this because it's sitting here. So the reason I wanted the Mod Shop. Now, the Mod Shop is a bit like a custom shop, but not the same thing. It's like a cheaper custom shop, a more affordable custom shop. The reason I did it is because I wanted a hardtail Strat. And, you know, like any custom, it's dodgy, it's dangerous. You don't know what it's going to look like, how heavy it's going to be, or anything like that. And you're stuck with it. You can't return a Mod Shop. So I've done a video on this. I did do it. And the one I got, I lucked out. It's good. I really like it. I'm definitely going to keep that guitar. I'm thinking about changing the pickups. And I wish it had stainless steel frets, but there we go. And otherwise, it's a great Strat. And that's again, talking about emotional gear, knowing that I have a Fender Strat, that's the one, you know. I hope that makes sense and I don't just sound like a crazy person. Rex says, I agree, the X30 with straight carbon top might sound different. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. Like, remember Gibson used to put adjustable saddles on their acoustics? Everyone said it weighed the top down and deadened the sound. That's what that is that's what the Ghost system is on the guitar I had. The X20 is a smaller body. The veneer definitely interrupts the sound that's coming out. It does. It stops it resonating so much. I bet an X30 with the specs that I mentioned would be a completely different story. And I really want to try one. All right, let me move on. The next video that I did was the Fishman AFX set of pedals, which actually were released in 2023. I was very bad. I had these for a long time, and I didn't do the video. So what happened was they sent me 4, and then they released another 3, I think. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking, well, I want to do one video on all of them. I don't want to do separate videos. So I waited for the next release of the next 3, which I think I got at NAMM. So that's why. So I think they did June and January. So I got the next 3 at NAMM. So then I did make the video. And that's why. And I'm very happy with that video. It's one video covering all the pedals. And they're great. They're a really good option. Now I'm using Multi Effects. I don't really need them, but they are great. And it'd be good if they release some more. But we'll see. So that was that. Now, Elite Acoustics, got to give them a shout out because I met them at NAMM. He pulled me aside. David pulled me aside at NAMM. I like their stuff a lot. I've covered a lot of their products on my channel, and I think they're excellent products. Very unique, and if that's what you're looking for, it's amazing. I don't have the Stomp Mix now. I have the one that goes on the table, Touch Mix. But it's that size. It's so portable. for what it is, and it sounds great. So I've used that into a K8 many times, and it had an excellent sound. Decent price too. But the ones I reviewed, the pedal power supplies, which I just did because they included them. I don't need them. They work. They're decent. I don't need them. They're now on sale. That one's on sale. I think I've got one on my Reverb I'm trying to sell. No one's even looked at it. But, you know, there's a lot of options for pedal power supplies. If you like Elite and want to stick with them, then you can get that. That's fine. It worked fine. But most important thing for me is the mixer. They got a sale on as well. Well, that's the Gig Mix. This is what I use. Look at that. That's great. If you're looking for this thing is the size, literally the size of your hand. If you're looking for a mini mixer, there's no app or anything. It doesn't have like a ton of inputs and outputs because it's so small. It has one XLR in, and then it has, I think it's 4 channels total. Yeah, so it's got these in. So a duo where you have like a piano player, a guitarist, and one singer. Amazing. But that, I hope, I mean, I don't know if they bring out a new version. I hope they do. I'd like them to. But it's great. I really love this. That's amazing. Amazing price. You know, when I think that stuff was very expensive a few years ago because of the shortages, and now they're just, well, I get, maybe they're reducing stuff back to the prices we had a few years ago. I don't know, but still, that's a great value for that product. I like that a lot. But that's still not the one that I reviewed. The one that I reviewed was the Stomp Mix X4. So this is a Stomp Mix, so you put it on the floor, not the table. You have buttons, foot switches on it, and this one has a built-in battery. So very cool if you need a battery-powered mixer. Very cool. I like this stuff a lot. All right, next up, Dowina guitar. So I went off to Gear Street and hung out with a few brands there. Didn't work out. I think it worked out. I had a great time and I got some good information from other YouTubers, and I guess the deals I did there basically covered my costs. It wasn't terrible. But I did meet these guys. I love their guitars. I still got their guitar. I broke a string on it the other day. I need to restring the guitar. I've been snapping a lot of high strings. I never snap strings. Sometimes I find with certain string brands, like I'm using the Dario XS, they'll just suddenly start breaking the same string a lot. I think it's like a bad batch. I really do. But normally I've got no problems with them. They last me forever and they're fantastic. So I'm not going to change. But I notice I have broken a few strings lately. So I haven't done a formal review. I used this guitar in some videos and some live streams. I do plan next few weeks to do a formal review of the actual guitar. The main reason I haven't played it as much as I wanted to is that there's no strap button. So I couldn't take it out and play it at gigs easily because you have to like tie a strap onto the headstock, which I'm not a big fan of. But great people and great guitars. Now they're a custom shop, and I feel the same way with them as I feel about someone like Sir. I'm a huge fan, but because they're a custom shop, you have to get the right thing. You know, there's some Sir guitars that I don't particularly like, and there's some Sir guitars that I think are the best guitars in the world. So with something like that, you have to make sure you get the right thing. So they do have a designer. I don't know if it has all the options on it, but I like that companies are doing this now where you can build the guitar. But the only problem I have with this is you have to be pretty experienced to know what you want, right? It's hard to know what you want until you've gone through a lot of guitars. Like I probably owned 100 Strats. So now if I'm going to design my own custom shop Strat, I think I know what I want. And ironically, it's probably a very basic thing. But I would just be careful. Like if you're going to build one of these like this, make sure you kind of know what you want. You know, like I know I'd want the stainless frets because they offer it. I know I'd want a cutaway. But for example, they don't give you the option of the frets here, but I know they do it. So this doesn't give you everything. It's a nice builder, and the Emerald builder is excellent. I will say that. The Martin builder is not good. Martin need to make a builder on their website like the Emerald builder or the Sir builder. That'd be amazing. Because I was looking at a custom the other day that was up for sale. Someone built it, and it was a GPC with an arm bevel. But because the Martin site doesn't show the arm bevel, they'd like drawn it on with a pen, like with a digital pen sort of thing. So this is the way forward for guitar companies that offer customs, to let you actually see the guitar like this. And you can do, for example, a colorway, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the one I have is like that. So I want to see all guitar companies that do customs start offering this. Look at the way the light, you see the way the light reflects in the finish? Absolutely awesome. And a nice touch would be if you did satin, that the light doesn't reflect. And if you did gloss, the light does. You see, it doesn't change. It'd be cool if on the gloss top, that light was there, because that's what happens with a gloss guitar. And then if on the satin one, that goes away kind of thing. But, you know, anyway, they're getting better and better. And that's definitely the future for customs. So I would do a custom, but I'd talk with them for a few hours and make sure they know exactly what I want before I go ahead. I had a couple of customs this year. They can be amazing, but there's always that risk. So one great thing that Martin did this year is they now offer the custom shop experience, where if you go to the factory, you can actually choose the wood and tell them what you want, etc. That's really cool. All right, I'll come to the chat. I just want to go to the next one because I knew this would take a while. It's already 5 o'clock. Tonex 1. I'm not even going to cover everything today. There's loads of stuff I'm going to miss. Tonex 1 is awesome. Met IK at Gear Street. That was a good meeting because I made a video. I bought and loved their eyelid precisions. They've been really good to me so far. I hope to see them at NAMM. I hope they go into more acoustic stuff. I'm going to talk about using this with acoustic, and that's going to be awesome. This is an excellent pedal. To have something that, again, 179 that sounds that good with that many features and that portable. Most important thing with this is that it's that portable, right? So a lot of people will agree that's a great product. The thing I like the least about the Tonex stuff is the software. So when you go into the software, it's not like a Helix or a Quad Cortex where you want a change. So you see a snapshot of what it's doing and change it, and it changes it and you save it. It's more like you have to go into what's on the computer, redo it, and then export that back onto the pedal. I don't like that, and I know a lot of people don't. But is that because we're used to we've all had a Helix and a Kemper and a Quad Cortex? We're used to that way of it working. I don't know, but I think that should be a consideration as well. So I hope we get some updates to that. But excellent product, can't go wrong. Something that small and affordable with that kind of quality. I personally would prefer that over the Pod Express for the same price. But the Pod Express does have more flexibility and the phone editor. So it's a hard one to really say. But if you have a pedal board already, this is the way to go. Just add it onto the pedal board for sure. All right. So the cleanest sound I get on stage is no amp. Okay, pair of 1000 watt speakers, no noise, through my guitars through the Boss GT1000. I hear great things about the Boss GT1000. Guitar players find me on the breaks and ask how. Yep. But a lot of those things that plug straight into the PA do sound great. That's what I was saying. A lot of the new stuff does sound great now. But a lot of guitar players want a certain sound, again, either for an emotional reason, like, I'm used to having a real cab on stage, I need a real cab. Then that's why you can get the Power Stage amp to go with your real cab. Some people can just overlook it and just play. So that's why I'm saying about that need for certain gear is very personal. My Nash Strat is better than my custom shop. Go figure. Well, I agree. My Sir Strat is undeniably better than my Mod Shop Strat, and the price isn't that much different. But again, we can't get away from the fact there's something about having a Fender, a Martin, a Gibson. It's a real thing. It's better probably if you don't buy into it, because that is swaying what you're doing and how you're thinking, and might make you not make the right choice because you're buying, again, emotionally. But apparently 90% of sales are selected down to emotions, from what I've heard. Now, whether that means you want to buy Fender because you want Fender and Jimi Hendrix played a Fender, or it means you're buying because you're depressed, I don't know. But apparently that's connected in a big way. Asking the question there, do you use monitors or in-ears? I like both, personally, for different reasons. But yeah, no feedback is a big one. And your own mix as well. Yeah. All right, cool. Next one. Nano Cortex and 3.0. This was a huge release. I was disappointed. I don't like the way they marketed it. I thought that was terrible. Waste of time. Silly. Waste of money. Waste of time. Didn't like that ad. A lot of people didn't. Product looks amazing. Has a phone editor that I wish the Quad Cortex had. But, you know, again, limited. If you just... They should have said, hey, everyone, we're going to release a capture device that you can take around that's even smaller than the Quad Cortex, because that's small already. Great. Awesome. If you need that, if you capture amps a lot, if you just want your captures, great. But it got overhyped in my head, and maybe it's my fault. But to me, it got overhyped to like, this is going to be amazing. Like my rep at Sweetwater said, there's this amazing thing coming. And then the ad made like, this is an amazing thing. They made a whole movie about it. And then you get it, oh, it's a few effects and does captures. Now, I did make a video that got me some hate saying why some of the things on this is better than the Quad Cortex. And I still stand by that. It has USB-C. It has an app control. Why doesn't the flagship have app control, wireless app control from your phone, when this one does? It also brings up other questions. Are they going to do what Kemper did next year and say, hey, if you give us $500, it becomes a full Quad Cortex? I don't think so. I don't think it's got the power to do that. Kemper could do that because they don't need much power for their system. So I don't think that will happen. They might add a few more effects. But I don't know. For me, it's a bit of a weird release because the Quad Cortex is already so small. And it's got loads of other stuff. So I don't know. I get it. I just think it was way overhyped at the time. And that may be personally my own fault. Nano Cortex lacks a drive block and reverb delay options. Much prefer the Kemper Player or Flex Prime. Yes, I agree. The Kemper. No, the thing is, I love the captures of the Quad Cortex, and I love the Quad Cortex as the big Quad Cortex. But the flexibility of the Kemper Player is outstanding, and the fact you can pay to have the full release in there. But again, there's a reason why they can do it. The Kemper. The Kemper's processor is so underpowered because profiles don't take much power to run. So for them, they don't need, you know, I'm not sure how to explain this, but the Quad Cortex has a ton of power in it. So to shrink that down to the mini pedal, they can't justify putting that full chip into this. So they have to put like a weaker chip. I don't know what they're using, but they have to scale it down. With the Kemper, it's such an underpowered chip, not in a bad way. It just is. It is what it is. That they can afford to put that into the smaller pedal, and it's the same chip. They don't need to scale it down to something even weaker. You see what I mean? So that's why that works for Kemper and wouldn't work for Helix or Quad Cortex. But yeah, just overrated. Good product, no problem with it. But for me, the Quad Cortex is already the small pedal that does everything, and this just does some things. Honestly, I personally would rather see a new Quad Cortex with the wireless editor, the USB-C, and some tweaks, things about the design. I don't want it bigger. I'm happy with the format, but I wouldn't mind an even better screen, even higher resolution, USB-C, just like a Quad Cortex Pro. You know, more memory so you can save loops into it, stuff like that. But they won't do that. There's not enough market for something like that. All right. Then I did a video on this. This guitar isn't out yet. It's weird that they announced this, but they're not shipping. Now Martin did that with several guitars that were then shipping, to be fair. But this one guitar, the Oahu HG Hawaiian guitar, is still not shipping. I don't think it's going to ship for a couple more months. I'm sure they have them at NAMM, and I have seen them. I played them. They're great. But interesting they didn't have them ready to go straight away. Try restarting Chrome again. I think it's a Google problem myself. Quickly try it on my other browser here. And I'll find out. Oh no, it's the internet. I think, yes, Safari can't open the page. I think there's a problem with the internet. Are you having a problem where you live? I think the actual internet itself is having a problem today, because the fact the live stream is working, but the browsers are not. That doesn't make any sense. All right. I had an X20 before the X30 came out. They were so much cheaper then. Yeah, well, everything's more expensive now. It's not, but so, okay, so you had the X20, you didn't try the X30. The only thing about the X30 is, yes, it's going to be bassier and bigger and louder, but it's going to be noticeably bigger as well. It's going to be like a jumbo guitar. I like small guitars. Ah, good point. The QC already has a Bluetooth chip. They should use it. Yes, I forgot that. It does already have Bluetooth. They need to make the editor for iOS. Definitely, that'd be a huge thing, because most other pedals have it now. You know, Kemper got it first. They have it. Fender has it, which is really cool. And even Headrush have it now, in a way, which is cool. So this Oahu guitar, I really like it, actually. I don't need a small guitar like this, but I really like it. When are they shipping? May. So, you know, with something like this, they have to tool up. It's a new body shape. So I don't know why they announced it. They shouldn't have announced it. They should have saved this for NAMM, or just waited till they were finished, man. Well, I guess they got other stuff coming at NAMM. That's why they did it. But very cool guitar. I really like it. I wouldn't mind one, but I don't need one. I don't need one, but I wouldn't mind one. You know what I mean? But nice. I always wanted a Dreadnought Junior, and for me, this is a better Dreadnought Junior, which is cool. Right, I'm going to be here until probably 5:30 because I've still got some more things to go over. Big releases here. The Hi-Fi Duet was a huge release of the year. LR Bags got rid of the undersaddle and gave us a premium pickup for $449. I've been fine with that price the whole time. Look, if you're going to buy a pickup for $449, you want the pickup for $449. If you want a basic pickup, get a K&K for $100. They're fine. But this has the preamp, the body sensor, the microphone, all new design. Look, they're sold out. People are still buying them, even though they are $449. I think it's fine. I mean, the Cole Clark system that you can buy direct from them is like $700, isn't it? It's, you know, it is what it is. I think it's great they did it, and then they put that into the Bags guitars, which are kind of getting mixed reactions. People keep asking me about it. I really think it's that mental thing. It's that change. We're not used to thin guitars and not having an undersaddle and a different sound and dialing in our gear differently. But look, they're selling out still. These have been very successful from what I can see. I also noticed they've got one here in Sunburst that's £5.14. So that's quite a lot lighter. There's one there that's £6.11. That's almost a pound different. So do look on Sweetwater. You can choose one that you like the look of and also one you like the weight of. But they're selling well. I've heard people that say they're great. I've heard people that say they don't get on with them. Again, guitars are very personal things. I hope they make more guitars, LR Bags, and give us different flavors of everything. That would be really cool. But we'll have to wait and see. This is all new stuff. And that uses the same pickup system. So it was a big year for LR Bags. No, Chris, sorry. The stream is fine. That's my point. The stream is fine, but my web browsers are not loading web pages. And earlier I couldn't start the stream. So I think there's a problem. You know, sometimes there's a problem with the actual internet in the whole world, you know? Like there was a day when all the websites went down. So hopefully there's nothing too crazy happening. Hopefully it's just me. Also had a Virtuo, didn't do anything well. See, again, I've heard people rave about those guitars. I'd like to try one. Hey, look, I always say this. This YouTube channel is just my experience and my opinion. I'm not out to change the world. If I find something really cool, I like to share it. Sometimes I do find a really cool discovery about how to dial something in or how not to get I remember I found a reason I got a weird thing on my D string on my guitar, and I like to share that. But everything else is just personal opinion, and it's nice to discuss it. I mean, I'm glad that David agrees with me, I guess. Again, feels good. He's agreeing with me, but because I know I'm not crazy. But I want to say this as well. It continues to blow my mind how guitars sound and feel so different. I keep playing Martin guitars that sound completely different to other guitars of the same model. You cannot say, yes, there's this umbrella thing where you could say, right, an Martin OM28 has this tone, and a Martin D18 has this tone, right? You can definitely do that. Yes, they have a signature sound, but within each guitar in that series, they can vary wildly. Like you could find maybe a D18 and an OM28 where the OM28 has more low end to you than the D18 does, and they're just so unique. Acoustic guitars are so unique. You have to play them, and that's why it's very different. Oh, I'm not going to read it out loud, David, but that's interesting. There's definitely something happening. My internet is usually rock solid. The only thing that could be happening is that my provider's having an issue. But there's definitely something happening today. Jay agrees QC needs the Bluetooth enabled. But yeah, continues to blow my mind. And I keep seeing people saying things like, Maiden guitars don't sound good acoustic. The Martin OM28 is the best sounding acoustic. No, the Martin OM28 that you have is the best sounding acoustic to you. And that's what you've got to look for. The best sounding guitar to you. And you probably never find that. You'll always be thinking there could be something more. But if you find a good sounding guitar, then that's a good sounding guitar. They all vary. And it just amazes me the difference in these guitars. And some of it is the setup and if they've got a pickup and all these other things. But just the woods alone, just the woods and the height of the saddle and the way the neck is adjusted can just make, it just has a huge impact on the tone. So, good job, LR Bags. And they've invited me to their party at NAMM. So I'm looking forward to going to that. Perhaps I can take some candid video. No, they won't like that if I do that. So I've got their Martin Custom Shop experience. I went to Martin and they showed me the custom shop. So I'm very lucky. The Martin Custom Shop that I got is great. Overall, I'm very happy with it. But I'd much rather, if I do another one, I'd much rather go to the factory because I live nearby and actually choose the wood myself and tell them, hey, can I choose the pick guard? Can I choose the wood? Can I tell you exactly what I want? Now, ordering online is fine with that, but you're just not going to know exactly what you're going to get. So it's nice that they're offering that now. That's a new thing. And while I was there, I got to see the Johnny Marr M7. So these are shipping in small numbers. The 6-string version is shipping in large numbers. The 7, they did get one in. They offered it to me, but again, trying to sell guitars, not buy them. But I played it at Martin and I thought it was great. 7-string acoustic with a high G string. Very, very cool. All right. So they are shipping now. All right. I need to mention this because you keep talking about it. The Headrush Core. This was my first sponsored video with Sweetwater. They sent me one to review. I liked it. I tried the Prime. I didn't like the Prime mostly because of the size, and it didn't do the vocal stuff as well as the VoiceLive 3 Extreme. This still doesn't do the vocal stuff quite as well as the VoiceLive 3 Extreme, especially the harmonies, but the format is way better, and it does have things that are better. Like I said earlier, it does have a way better screen. It has a touch screen. It's a way better USB interface. You could use it with your phone and apps that use USB where you can't with the VoiceLive 3 Extreme because it's too, it's using some old operating system. It's got an app now. Yeah, after I did the review, they updated the firmware. They gave it web control, which is great, wireless control. I like the guitar sounds a lot. They've given them profiling now as well. You can capture amps. Yeah, it's good, but they're still not. I wish they would just go out and buy a VoiceLive 3 Extreme, write down what it does better than this, and then make this do that. I mean, heck, I kind of wish that someone like Neural would just buy TC Helicon and put all that into the Quad Cortex. It would still be heavier. You still couldn't use the passive switch 6 with it, but at least it would have all that other stuff that I love. And then my most recent video is the Power Stage amps. I really think these are great. Watch my review of that if you're interested. I won't ruin it. But if you've got something like a Tonex or a Quad Cortex, something very high quality modeler, one of the newer modelers that are very high quality, if you want to use a guitar cab, then if you buy something like the 700 and a decent cab, get an 8 ohm cab. The 8 ohm cab will be louder than the 16, so I wouldn't get a 6. I had the 16 ohm speaker once. It was a pain. Get an 8 ohm cabinet and this, run your modeler into it. If you want that feel of an actual guitar cabinet like you're used to in the good old days, or the bad old days, however you look at it. But if not, just go direct and use inner monitors. There's a million ways to amplify your modeler, and you've got to find the one that works best for you. One more thing. Let me know in the chat if I missed anything. But one more thing. Wireless systems. I did tell you about the Dowina XLR wireless system. Did anyone buy one? I reached out to them. I said, look, this thing is amazing. Can we work together on a video? I'm happy to put my reputation on this thing. They didn't even reply. So I'll try to speak to them at NAMM. I'll make the video anyway. Right now, look, 20 bucks off. 100 and what's that going to be? 109.99. This thing is great. This thing is great. I've been using it for 2 months in Manhattan, in a busy place with loads of Wi-Fi, 2 systems at once, other wireless systems, not a single dropout, perfect sound. This thing is the real deal. And I go to the review section on Amazon, and what do I see people saying? It's noisy. No, it's not. It gets interference. No, it doesn't. Okay, it might do. Any wireless can get interference. But someone else said it's got latency. Well, all wireless has latency. You know, I get so annoyed when people go into something like that and write that. Like, you think it's got a lot of latency? Post a video proving that it's got more latency than something else. Because it doesn't. You're just thinking, oh, you're probably standing like 30 feet away and thinking, oh, it's wireless, so it's got latency. That's what happens online. It drives me nuts. Yes, it's going to have a little bit more latency than the cable, as all wireless does. And it's also very affordable. But I've used this for 3 months, and it's been flawless, and it's been incredible. And I would love to make that video, but I think that would deserve to be a sponsored video, because I'm going to sell hundreds of these if I do that. So I am going to make the video, because I really believe in this product, but I can't believe, I mean, it's still got excellent reviews. But I looked at some of the poor reviews, and I mean, that can also be other companies as well that make the same product. But this thing is fantastic. This gets one of the best releases of the year, because I'm always looking for a good wireless system. Not that I think we all need to be wireless. Some people don't. But those events where people want to do speeches and things, don't get. I've got $1,000 Shure wireless that I bought for weddings. I'm okay. That's still better than this, but I'm gonna sell it. And if I do a wedding, I'm not doing many weddings now. If I do a wedding or anything, they want a speech, I'll use this. This is excellent. And I have 3 of these now because they're great. I have 2 that live in the gig bag for the karaoke, and I have 1 that I bought new on sale just to have one. This is excellent. You've got to get one of these. So yes, I'm not saying it'll be perfect. Any wireless, even a $10,000 wireless used by Billy Joel, can go wrong. Don't get me wrong. But this is an excellent product that's way underrated. Way underrated. And then there's another one. Save this one for the end. I'm going to review this in the next few days because I want to talk to Fender again. But this has blown me away. I ordered this thing when they announced it months ago, back in June, just because I like to review the guitar wireless systems. And I got a bit worried because it said it has cable tone that you can't turn off. And also, I've tried that their Mustang Micro Pro doesn't work with acoustics. So I started thinking, this is going to be bad. I'm not going to want this for my acoustic. This is going to be awful. So I thought about canceling it. I didn't. I thought, I guess I can return it if it's terrible. Okay. It's excellent. It's really good. I've used it for, it's got 8-hour battery life. It's USB-C. I've had no interference. It works with my acoustic. It works with the electric. It's solid. The blue one is for your amp. The black one's for the guitar. This is great. And yes, it's $200, but the one I just showed you for microphones was $100. This is made by Fender. It's just great. It's excellent. I'm going to make a video about that. You'll see it very soon. Let me just read the reviews. I'm curious here to see what people are saying. Best wireless, but excellent. Look. So the reason the reviews look a little bit bad on Sweetwater is that someone wrote one with 1 star and said it won't charge on one of the things. Worked flawlessly. There you go. See, 2.4 gigahertz, but worked flawlessly. Excellent. They should have just reached out to Sweetwater. They just swapped that out immediately. That's just a bad unit. That happens. No auto shut off. I thought they did. Okay, maybe they don't. I just played 2 shows in a row, 3 hours and 3 hours, and the second show I left it on for an extra 30 minutes. That's 6.5 hours. They're rated at 8 hours, so I believe they are 8 hours, which is excellent. It's really great. So this and the Donna, if you're looking for wireless, is the best. So I'm gonna make a review of this very soon. No one's talking about this, and it's fantastic. So I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy with the Donna, and that's a couple of videos that I'll make. I guess it'll be 2025 now, but they're released this year. So that's it. Look, there's other things. There's new Fenders that came. There's loads of new stuff. The new Taylors, the legacy Taylors. I'm so glad they did that with the X bracing. It's been a really good year. I'm not gonna go on because I'll be here forever. But it's been a great year for gear. There's been a lot of excellent budget gear that's been refreshed. There's been a lot of premium gear. This year, the John Mayer Martins shipped. They've been selling those 20,000 Martins. You know, there's people out there with the budget to buy them, and that's fine. We're starting to see things recover. It feels like now things are starting to crash again. It's weird. It's like they offered budget things from companies knowing that there'd be a bit of a lull this year. And then they're starting to bring in the expensive stuff as well alongside it, but they've just had massive sales on a lot of stuff. I don't know what's going on. It really makes me, I think it's been a great year for gear. No total game changers, but really nice revisions of stuff we already had, like the wireless things I just showed you. You could get stuff like that before, but these are much better. So I wonder what's going to happen in 2025. Is there going to be as much? Is there going to be less? Is there going to be more budget, more of everything? Are there going to be any game changers that really raise the bar? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm going to keep covering it because it's been a good year for me on the channel. I'm going to NAMM, and I've still got loads of videos to make that I owe people, and I'm going to be doing them this month in January. So yeah, I think it's going to be good. Why would you want auto shut off? That's asking for trouble. No, it would save the battery. Like if it was a 15-minute, like you haven't touched it for 15 minutes, it shuts off. And then as soon as you play, it wakes it up again. That is good. But I saw mine flashing. So I think I thought it was about to shut off. I need to read the user guide. I'm not sure. But anyway, you're right. At least it removes that potential issue. There is one thing on the feature of that which I think is weird, but I'll save that for the review. But the actual unit itself is very, very good and very reliable, which I've not experienced with many other things like that. All right, cheers, Graham. So I want to take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy new year. I hope you're doing well. I hope 2025 will be great. I like that number, 2025. We've got Oasis reunions happening, which I'm not going to, but I'll be watching all the YouTube videos for free. That's terrible, isn't it? I should be supporting live music. But yeah, I'm going to do a lot of videos in January because I've got some downtime, which I'm excited about. I'm going to be going to NAMM. I'm going to live stream from NAMM. So do make sure you're subscribed and ring the bell to watch the NAMM live stream. And if there's any new releases there, I'll cover them. And then into the new year, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'll definitely be around. So we'll see. We'll see. I'd like to do, my resolution is to do a bit more recording of some covers and maybe some more live streams and maybe do a course on the VoiceLive 3, do some different stuff, try some stuff out. do some videos that I should have done a long time ago, like more stuff on how I use my looper and stuff like that. Just try stuff out while still doing the live streams and talking about the gear for those that are interested. So I think that's going to be good. So yeah, Happy New Year. I'll see you again. Am I going to be here next Monday? I'm pretty sure I will be. I'd like to thank Lee and Rosanna for their continued support and assistance with the stream. I realized last week, yes, I'll be here on the 6th. Excellent. I realized last week, I was reading that if you do get people come in your chat on YouTube and type bad stuff, and someone complains, then it's on you. I'm responsible, not the person that types the thing. I don't think that's fair, but that's why I need like the moderators here. Lee and Rosanna are great, because if something does get said, they can remove it and kick that person out, and then that won't affect me. So it is very important. I didn't realize that. I thought it'd be on the person that wrote it. I don't like that at all, but that's why moderators are very important. All right, great. So thanks again, guys. Appreciate it. I'll be in touch soon, and I'll be here next Monday, and I have some videos coming. If you didn't watch the video on the Seymour Duncan power stage, please do go and check that out. I'd appreciate it. All right. Happy New Year 2025. Let's go. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Six-string today, vintage wood, shiny frets, strumming blues while the sun fades. All these guitars, can't help myself. Why can't I quit this ever-growing need?